Ready? Okay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon. Dear guests, welcome to the drawing session of the AFF Under-19 Women's Championship 2023 Indonesia. We would like to remind you that in 2 minutes, we will be streaming this draw live on PSSI YouTube. A very good afternoon to everyone, and a warm welcome to the AFF Under-19 Women's Championship 2023 Indonesia draw ceremony today. My name is Rahmatul Aufa, and I will take you through the drawing session of the AFF Under-19 Women's Championship 2023 Indonesia that will be held next month in Palembang, South Sumatra. We are delighted that many distinguished guests have come among us today. We would like to welcome especially AFF President Major General Keith Samet, AFF General Secretary Mr. Winston Lee, PSSI Executive Committee members Mrs. Vivit Sungkono, Mr. Muhammad, Mr. Eko Setiawan, and General Secretary of PSSI Mr. Yunus Nusi, all representatives of the participating teams, and a warm welcome also to the members of all media. Allow me to present the draw mechanism of the AFF Under-19 Women's Championship 2023 Indonesia. This tournament will have 10 participating teams that will be divided into 3 groups, and all of these teams will be divided into 3 pots based on the previous edition of the AFF Under-18 Women's Championship 2022. In pot 3, based on the previous edition, there are Singapore, the Philippines, Timor-Leste, and Laos. And in pot 2, we have Myanmar, Malaysia, and Cambodia. And lastly, in pot 1, we have Indonesia as the host country, along with Vietnam and Thailand. So Indonesia as the host country will have a different color in pot 1. As you see, we have going to be red. And as explained previously, we have pot 1 all the way until 3 per the final seeding and pot allocation. And right now, let's start with pot number 3. And I would like to invite Mrs. Fifin Sungkono as the PSSI Executive Committee member to join us here on the stage to conduct the draw for part number 3. Before that, first, Mrs. Fifin Sungkono will take the red ball for Indonesia as the host country of this tournament. Please, madam. So Indonesia will take place as the host country, which will fill in the positions of A1. Thank you. And now let's continue to the drawing of part 3. So for A4, the team that will fill in the A4 is going to be Timor-Leste. A4 is going to be Timor-Leste. And next one, for B3, teams filling in B3 position is Singapore. B3 is Singapore. Okay, next one. For the C3, C3 will be the Philippines. The teams following for position number C3 is going to be the Philippines. And we're going into the last one from part 3, which is A3. And A3 will be Laos. A3 will be Laos. Thank you so much for Mrs. Fifin for conducting the draw for part 3. You can take back to your place. And we are halfway lined, and now we are continuing with the part 2. And I would like to invite Mr. Muhammad, as also the PSSI Executive Committee members, to come forward and join me here to draw for part number 2. So this one is part number 3, and it will take place for C2, B2, and A2 between Myanmar, Malaysia, and Cambodia. And the first one filling in for C2 is going to be Myanmar. And next one, we're going to move forward for the teams that will follow the B2 position. This one. Yeah. And the team filling in B2 position is going to be Malaysia. B2 will be filled by Malaysia. And lastly, the teams that will follow the last draw for part number 2 for A2 is going to be Cambodia. So A2 will be Cambodia. And that is it for part number 2. Thank you so much, sir. And now we're going to move forward to the last part. And let us welcome Mr. Eko Setiawan as the PSSI Executive Committee member to draw part number 1. So we are left with 2 positions, which is C1 and B1. So you can please take one. And the first one, C1, is going to be filled with Thailand. C1 is going to be Thailand. And lastly, the last team which is going to join us in this draw is Vietnam. So C1 is going to be Thailand, and B1 is going to be Vietnam. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah. And that just concludes our draw for the AFF Under-19 Women's Championship 2023 Indonesia today. Let's have a recap of the draw results. So in Group A, joining Indonesia as the host country, we have Cambodia, Laos, Timor-Leste. And Group B, we have Vietnam, Malaysia, and Singapore. And lastly, in Group C, we have Thailand, Myanmar, and Philippines. Thank you, Mrs. Fifin Sungkono, Mr. Rahmawan, and Mr. Eko Setiawan as the PSSI Executive Committee members that has joined us today and conduct the draw. We would like to wish all the teams the best for this tournament, and may the matches be played in a spirit of fair play. Thank you for joining us today in the AFF Under-19 Women's Championship 2023 Indonesia Draw event, and we look forward to welcoming everyone in Indonesia next month in Palembang, Sumatra. Best of luck to all participating teams. Thank you and have a good day.